What's up, you guys? This is Robert at Shy Bears Plus. You found us on YouTube. Also follow me on Twitter, Shy Bears Plus, and Instagram, alongside via the internet, Jeff at +_Shy. Say hello to the folks.
Hello to the folks.
Thank you so much, sir. We are here to talk about what just happened Sunday. New England at the Bears. Your final score 38-31. 1 yard short of a tie. What a game. What a finish. A lot of thoughts, and we are going to go into, like we usually do this, just normal. Try not to let my emotions get a hold of me. I just want to start talking about it right away. But all right, we're going to what to watch for. I'm going to bring up some of mine here, run through them, and see if what we were right on and what we were wrong on, because we are the most accountable show on the interwebs. I had the Chiefs. And Nagy were able to score 40 on the Patriots. You know, we scored a ton of points just like they did. So I felt like I was pretty right on that. Belichick has trouble stopping teams with multiple players instead of a true number one option. So I felt we had a pretty good offense going today. Tariq Cohen, Texas route out of the backfield, seams, wheels. We didn't utilize it as much. He was very involved. He probably scored a lot of people 20 fantasy points. Maybe I was a little bit wrong on that, but I thought they would use him like they used Hunt. So not quite dead on that. I thought that we'd be able to run the ball better with Howard with zone, especially early in the series. And that really didn't happen. We didn't until maybe the second quarter. Then we did actually start seeing starting off with the run. So, yeah. And I felt like they manned up anyway, so I was a little bit wrong. I thought I saw a good combination of man and zone. And then I thought I would see a big game from Leonard Floyd. Well, considering he was in coverage, it seemed like most of the game he didn't have all those opportunities I thought he would have. So those are my what to watch for. I said I did all right. I felt like they would watch for do a little bit more like I say. They might have won. Of course.
As usual.
Right.
My what to watch for number one was Khalil Mack. How was he going to impact the game with his possible lower body injury? And he really didn't.
No.
So that was highly influential, obviously, on how the outcome of the game went. Number two, aggressive Matt Nagy and Vic Fangio. After the collapse against Miami, we saw, or what we talked about is, would we see a more aggressive of these two of the coaching staff? We did, I thought, especially early on with Matt Nagy, that fourth down call somewhere along the line in the first or second quarter, right. And a lot of deep balls. I don't know if that was more by Trubisky, just, trying with single coverage to get a deep ball, or if that's Nagy telling him to air it out. Fangio, I thought, was weak, and I just, I'm really fed up on Fangio, which sucks because he just, he was signed this new deal, all this, that, and we got him from Green Bay, and it seems so vanilla. There was no DB blitzes. The only blitzes were really like Trevathan and Smith up the middle. So I was disappointed with that. And then the conditioning of the Bears didn't really seem to be in play. Really, what happened to the Bears losing was turnovers and special teams.
Right. A lot of things that I want to talk about later we hit on. So, it looked like you actually had some of the points right there. My Bears victory pluses were turnovers kill. We gave up the rock. Run the ball. Yeah, run the ball early. Get back to the time of possession. I felt like we kind of got back to that and started putting some drives together, but that was kind of lost in the beginning. I think they thought they could win some shots, by the way, with Gabriel down the field. And they took a lot of shots, and they say, hey, we got single high, or situations where we man up. I think they were taking it. And if they're there and and they execute, then I'm not super mad about it. But I did want them to run the ball. Pass to going out of the backfield. Thought they did a better job doing that. Isolate some plays out of the Kansas City playbook. Long drive, keep Brady off the field. Pressure Brady. We got no pressure on Brady, so we didn't get that done.
Maybe twice all day. Two hurries. I should have that stat, boom, put that up there, stat boy right there on the bottom line. How many hurries did Tom Brady had? Very minimal.
Yeah. We need a crew. A volunteer crew. Comment below. Anyway, stop doing the run, or stop the dang run I had. And we could not stop the run. I felt like they ran pretty well on us. I don't think they had massive numbers on the ground, but especially in key situations like first downs, like at the end of the game, we weren't doing it. So they ran for 76, 98 yards I got here. Through the running backs, Brady had a couple, plus Patterson had a couple. So close to 100 yards, not getting it done. And protect Mitchell. We didn't predict. Mitchell had some pressure in his face, and he made some good plays. And I was not happy with Leno's game, by the way. Leno was like a swinging gate in the second half. So anyway, those are my Bears victory pluses. They got away from some of it. They executed some of it. But, you know, when they follow the script, if they just watch at Shy Bears Plus, maybe they win more games. I don't know.
Did you just read that whole sheet of paper?
For the most part.
Seemed like it. All right. So, Bears victory pluses. You got to stop those running backs like we were unable to do against Miami. And we were unable to do here. Sonny Mitchell, Michelle, whatever. He goes out early in the game, which is benefit for the Bears. Didn't matter. You know, that James White, Julian Edelman combination really killed the Bears when New England did have the ball. Secured a rock for the Bears would have been nice. They didn't do that. Mitchell threw into coverage numerous times. Probably should have had more interceptions than he did. Talk about red zone inefficiency maybe later on in the game or in this game here that we're playing. And then, kind of you touched on win time of possession, and we did do that. After that long drive in the first quarter, I thought we had a few 3-and-outs, turnovers, things like that, where we did have that time of possession, but in the end, it did come with the Bears' victory.
Looks like we did take it over 30-09, so got him by 9 seconds there.
Yeah, I'd like to see that by quarters, but it was, and we were throwing the ball a lot, and it was so, there was like a few awkward time management things by Nagy at the end of the first half. There's just a few things where we ended up punting before we got the ball back at the end of the first half. That drive with 4 minutes left, it was a game of lost opportunities. Sorry.
No, sure. Hey, man, as long as the fans are still interested in whatever we got to say, sometimes we're going to go off on tangents. We try to follow the script.
Highly questionable about that. Take care.
Yes. Patriots victory pluses. I wanted the Patriots to wear out the Bears D, keep them moving horizontally, run some screens, get them outside with pitches, things like that. They did a lot of that. I felt like keep it close at the end and let Brady be Brady, because I thought we were gonna score points on them. We'd have trouble stopping them. Trubisky almost beat Trubisky at the end there, though. But just a tough team and a tough quarterback. And I thought Belichick would be the first guy to actually really challenge Trubisky and actually bring some blitzes. But yeah, I didn't feel like it was any worse than usual. And we moved the ball, and I really didn't have anything of really value on my Patriots victory pluses, really.
Patriots victory pluses. Brady, the king of the quick release, true to his form, very accurate and very nimble. Great job by Tom Brady, staying upright, delivering the ball accurately, and not turning it over. Which wide receiver was going to step for the Patriots? They all did. Yeah, you did say drops Gordon, but he did catch that ball there in the fourth quarter.
And he got us.
Edelman, just like all day long, they found that slot, that seam, whatever, just right up the hash mark right there, and that little spot in between, and they just executed on that all day long. Hogan had a good game blocking, and he came back from that injury. Would the real New England defense please stand up? And I guess they won, so they did, but it was the Bears did move the ball, and they probably could have moved the ball more if not for some play calling, player personnel, or turnovers.
Yep. So my prediction was Patriots 34, Chicago 30. And I thought that the Patriots would win because they're the Patriots and Tom Brady is Tom Brady. And that was pretty much it. for me on my predictions and whatnot, and my Patriots victory pluses. Where were you at? How close did you come on that?
I had 31-27, so I was in the ballpark. Wrong
Yeah,
teams,
we were right there.
Obviously. Yeah, the Bears did not win, although I picked them to. But Jeff's best. Week 7, we already cashed out 2. Looking like we're going to do 2 more by the end of the day. So check that out on Shy Bears Plus on YouTube. But yeah, I was a little bit off there. You know what? We could go back and forth now just regarding the game.
Sure.
Something that you talked about just I think that was maybe the most troubling thing on the offensive side of football was pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The ability for them to stop that stunting or that delayed blitz, whatever it was. There was somebody in Mitchell Trubisky's face every other play.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell was outstanding with his elusiveness and his ability to scramble, but very unfortunate to see how poor the Bears offensive line did in regards to blitzing.
Yeah. He is an amazing passer rater if you keep the pocket clean, and we just really didn't do that today. So, kudos to the Patriots. Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, personnel-wise, I didn't feel like that was going to be a problem. I don't know if we cash it in. Heisted needs to earn his money. I know we brought him over here, but I felt the last 2 weeks we've had pressure in our faces when we shouldn't have. So I don't know what it is with the protection. Number 2, the illegal formations. I think it might have been Massey 2 weeks in a row. But, bro, teach these guys to get on the line. Get on the line.
Massey's not getting covered up by the wide receiver. So is it a fact that the wide receiver or the tight end on the Massey side is not engaging with the line judge? Or is, are they just lining up too deep? What is the deal? Because Bears are good for a handful a week with these. They're drive killers, and is it a factor of there's too much going on in the Nagy offense, or is it just millennials?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I feel like I watch a lot of football, unfortunately, because I'm, in a lot of draft games and fantasy, and I'm watching. I don't really pick out one game, but I'm red zoning a lot. But I mean, when I feel like I watch a game on a Thursday or Monday night, a Sunday night, that I'm not seeing these formational calls, or they're just driving me nuts, man. So that's why I did bring that up.
Yeah.
Nichols on the bright side. Nichols was a beast.
Big time.
I had a couple of I had put a couple of pluses with his name just when I started noticing him. Then the fumble, I think he recovered that fumble. He had a sack, and I added 2 more pluses. The guy just kept flashing. What a solid game by that young man. I was very, very happy with his play. I wrote down that I did like seeing that Nagy did get back to running Howard early in the game, and then there was a second and goal, and he ran that got taken away, but I felt like they came out a little pass happy, and they calmed it back down, and then they started to turn the table on them. I don't feel like the offense was really the problem. I mean, Trubisky tried to make something happen running the ball, and he had a pick that he's thrown into the wind, and, 2 turnovers. I mean, the special teams plays killed us. The punt, the kick return, and, that's the difference in the game. There's so many different things that could have been a difference in the game. The defense didn't do us a whole ton of favors. No. It's just so different to what you thought it was going to be. Hey, if this offense could just do it. Now it's like, dude, offense is good for 30. Like, can we keep them under 40? Like, keep it a game? What happened? So
it reminds me a little bit of Trustman's first year, and I think that was Mel Tucker's first year when the cover 2 was pretty much exposed at that point, and the Bears personnel was getting a little bit older, and we could score that year, but we could not stop them. Speaking of scoring, it's Yeah, Mitchell threw the ball 50 times, 26 completions, 50 times, 330 yards rushing. He had at least 60 yards rushing, maybe 80 thereabouts, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot asked of Mitchell. But when you're coming from behind, that's kind of to be expected. But his ability to be greasy and elusive and to avoid rushing or rushes is top notch. Is Pro Bowl caliber for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're seeing him now start to put up all these 300-yard games, and it's like we almost don't want that. We almost rather had that 250-yard game.
Right.
I'm kind of talking a lot here, but I thought that I much rather seen maybe some more comeback routes, maybe some of those like how we did against Green Bay or against Seattle, where we really dinked and dunked the ball down the field, but we controlled the ball. It seemed like here we took a lot of shots high. Yes, those guys were semi-open, Miller a handful of times, but those are difficult throws to make with high regularity.
Mm-hmm.
And, that didn't do us any favors, especially with all the pressure in our face.
Trubisky had one receiver drop a ball all year, and then we had numerous drops today that hurt. And I'm not trying to... All right, so Trubisky underthrew the ball to Miller that got intercepted. But when they're 50-50 ball, you expect the ball to a wide receiver to come back and fight and knock the ball down if they don't think they're going to get it. You could do a better job, and I think Robinson's been guilty of that a couple of times. But
yeah, they both could have.
But yes, exactly. You did tweet that out, right? I think you put them both in there, which I wasn't seeing anybody. Everybody was just blame him. There's a lot of blame to go around, really. But I was a little miffed by the amount of drops. It was uncharacteristic, and they were killing drives. And it's always little things, right? It's always a game of inches. The little things that keep you out of the end zone or keep that first down from not coming and turn the ball over. How many more hot takes you got there, sir?
Man, I got a bunch, dude. I was actually just running through my head. I could go through them real quick if you want. I don't know how do you want to do it, but I'll just do. If you want me to go through like a handful of hot takes real quick, the hottest.
Bring me the hottest of the hottest. Give me the hottest of the hottest.
Well, really, it's Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy just drives me crazy. Deion Sims, Brent Brownaker, throwing it to these guys. If you look at that pass play that Mitchell threw that nearly got intercepted from like the 2-yard line, when he's throwing to Brownaker, Sewell was out there with him. It's like, what are we doing there? It's the same thing we did last week in Miami. We have two backup tight ends in red zone. We're getting too cute with it. And then the next play, we just hand it off to Howard on a read option, boom, touchdown. Should have did that the first play.
Right.
So many times, Nagy has just like super questionable play clock, super questionable personnel. And I know he's young coach and everything, but I don't know. I think he just tries to get too cute. Burton, but if you got something to say about Nagy, I want to hear it.
I always try to look at both sides. I try to keep it pretty even. I thought that play call was stupid, and it just is what it is. And then I just tweet out right away, look at that. You hand the ball to Howard, and he runs it in for a touchdown. Yeah. I was right on the same page with you, but I am okay with the passing on first down as long as it's high percentage stuff. And I'm okay with some trickery and things like that because it keeps everybody guessing. It's just the situation of where you do all that stuff is the win matters. And the why matters. I love that you're doing it because you're putting all these different things. It's hard to stop us. We're scoring over 30 points a game on offense. Yeah. So I see that how some of it's effective. But on 3rd and something in goal, I want to see my big-time players. I want to see my Howards. I want to see Robinson. I want to see my playmakers getting the ball on high-percentage situations and getting the job done, and not so much crazy, tackle, lineman optional wide receivers in the end zone getting looks and getting reads.
Not getting your playmakers the ball.
And that's what I'm all about, is getting the playmakers the ball.
Burton Burton, best game as a Bear, at least 9 catches, at least 128 yards, at least 1 touchdown.
Spreadsheet Bob had him in DraftKings.
Yeah. Howard, that's your. When are you coming out with that segment this week? Howard played, I thought, an exceptional game. They love to do they did a lot of play action to him in the first half, and that would lead to him blocking there in the backfield. I think they like that, and I like that all that going on there.
I liked his catch. Holy crap! Yeah, the flat and turn around and hands catch that ball. I would love Howard if he had breakaway speed. That's the only thing he lacks, to be the completest of complete backs. But I still love him. I know it's such a huge thing on Twitter where everyone's neck and neck over Howard, but man, he's really worked on that.
He's good, yeah. And I think you and I spoke about that this offseason, is like giving Howard a chance because he's shown he can do everything that they've asked of him, and he has. He made a great catch there. One of the only guys actually making plays, catching the ball. Cohen and Miller, not their finest games. And I don't know what's up with Robinson. He didn't look good today. And then I think he didn't even play in the second half, did he?
I did not see him get back in. I don't know what it was. Was it a hamstring or something? Did you hear?
He had a groin issue going into the game.
I was on the game with Comcast Cares the entire game. I have a box that keeps on resetting itself. So I was trying to do that, trying to live tweet, trying to keep notes. I did the best I could. It was kind of a bummer afternoon for me. High stress situation, but somehow I persevered. Everyone wonders what's at Shy Bears Plus going to do when he sees the adversity. In so many situations and so many times he just comes right through. It's unbelievable.
Agreed.
Fangio deserves heat, bro. And I'm so many different things. We're so soft in coverage. I'm so sick of sitting back in these shells and getting picked apart. At least if you're going to mix it up and disguise things, it's a little bit different. Mack and Floyd, when you're getting no pressure, then I don't want to see them in coverage. When you realize we're not getting it done in any other way, I want my dogs going to hunt. I want my dogs on the line of scrimmage. So it's making me upset, and I've defended Fangio for a couple of years hard, and I understand what you want to do, but sometimes, you know what? You get in a fight, sometimes you get punched in the face, and sometimes you have to react and do something differently. You're going to keep punching the face.
Well, I do think the Bears came out with physicality, and they were jawing. They were in the face and Edelman and stuff. And when the Bears were put in man-to-man situations, especially in the first half, they came through.
They covered.
There was a down with where they targeted Fuller and Edelman on a 3rd and 3 or something along those lines with the little Texas Rail type, and they didn't complete it. So, and then he goes back to, all right, I'm going to drop Floyd here. Floyd couldn't do anything in coverage. I'm going to do that with Mack. Okay, I'm going to bring Aaron Lynch on a stunt, and he was terrible with interior pressure. So just everybody, but Fangio not putting them in situations to be successful and getting dinked and dunked and not knowing who you're going up against. It's just I don't know. They're not going to fire him, so you're right. In it, and he hasn't made any changes or adjustments. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I think I noticed that Gordon long play, I think they dropped 8 players on that, and I think that they even Mack and Floyd might have been dropped back as well. So I can't go back and look. I couldn't actually record this game because of the technical difficulties that I had. Man, and then Eddie Jackson out in space after the catch has not been making tackles. Get low, go grab some legs and hold on and take a ride. Just bumping into people and not wrapping up is driving me nuts. And he's one of my favorite players. And then after 4 weeks, I was singing the guy's praises all the time. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's got a bad shoulder or what. What do you got for me?
Here's a narrative I think you're going to start hearing on sports radio is Leonard Floyd a bust? Because Leonard Floyd can't do anything. I mean, he was good in run. He did fairly good in run. And he probably had quite a few pressures early in the season, but now we're approaching week 8.
Right.
He has zero sacks, we see he can't coverage. He was supposed to be this like lightweight outside linebacker that could play 20, 30 yards downfield like Von Miller, and he could get the bend on the outside with speed. Is Leonard Floyd a bust?
He might be. He's definitely not a Pro Bowler. He's definitely not, an all-star in the league. I'd like to think that he could be serviceable. And I think that he's above average. I think. I don't know, man. We need to see more production. You're totally right. That touchdown pass to White out of the backfield, I wasn't sure if that was, if he was in zone or man there, but either way, it was bad coverage. In his defense, in coverage, I do see him in zone coverage, make a lot of plays and drop it back. He can get depth. Sometimes I do see positive things there, and sometimes you see some positive things in the pass rush. But, it's usually anytime he gets momentum with the pass rush, next thing you know, he's not healthy anymore. And then you don't see him, whether he's running into he makes his butt or, whatever the injury of the year would be at that point. So he's been healthy. He had the hand, so maybe as you get healthier, he needs to get better. You are so right on that, and I think that it's fair at this point to start questioning: is he a player that's going to be sticking around? Was he a top 10 bust or whatever? I don't know. Yeah. Special teams was bad.
All the way around.
So I don't know what happened here. So I'm not on the squad. I'm not an insider. So what did you see, Jeff, on that kickoff return that was really shallow? Do you think they were trying to pop that up? Or did he just somehow not get it back there?
Is that the one that Patterson scored on?
Yeah. Because I felt like he caught it pretty short. I'm trying to go off memory here. We're doing the show.
I can't really remember the depth of it. But I do remember that the outside contain, number 36, Jones Quarterly, I believe, who did get the fumble reception earlier. If it was shallow, which makes sense because he totally outran or he overran the outside contain. Mm-hmm. And when he tried to come back, he got caught up in a pile and he got rolled over. So then once Patterson broke that terrible tackle attempt by Kevin Tolliver, there was nothing. The blue skies.
Yeah, it was all bunched up over there on that side too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a lane integrity thing too. They all just kind of converged over there and he just scored it right through. And then the block punt. I think O'Donnell actually got himself lit up in that play too. Someone got blown up.
He tried not to, but he didn't try hard enough.
He still got him.
He just okay, I don't want to get hit. No, you're going to get hit. You're still upright and facing me.
Appreciate the hustle, though. The effort was there. Thank you very much.
I don't know. Maybe, sure, okay.
Sort of, whatever. A little tongue-in-cheek, but...
that was great. I mean, the New England exploited the Bears, this special teams, and that's another thing, okay? I forget his name, but Tabor, the Bears got a new special teams coach this year.
Right.
Okay, and they're supposed to be solid. And we're seeing more and more of lapses in quality special teams.
Yeah. We started off pretty solid, and then now it is digressing. So
is that depth? Is that lack of depth?
I don't know what it is.
But Kevin Tolliver should be a starting cornerback almost essentially, and he just was terrible tackle attempt there.
It looked like Broniker got blown up on that punt, and he's somebody that I didn't want on this team. So Shaheen probably doesn't help that situation, and I'd rather have Daniel Brown in most situations. I mean, you see the hustle and the effort there out of a Daniel Brown.
You're not the only person that said that.
Okay.
So on Twitter, I caught a bunch of Daniel Brown.
Nice. I mean, I was all about him. He's a natural hands catcher, athletic. I believe he was a wide receiver in college, and I just don't want him or Sims in the game at all. Broniker or Sims, I got no use for him. So when Sheen comes back, I'd like to see some moves. I'm not really sure what he's doing on the field. I don't know why White's active if you're not going to play him until this week. With an injury, he got a handful of snaps, got some targets. He did a couple things. I'm not saying they're going to rely on him, but The people that you're not going to be using and that aren't good, I'm not sure why they're still around at times. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of questions there. Yeah. Question paste on a couple of those things too, and because he's giving Nagy those players to play, and it doesn't. Nagy likes a lot of tight end sets, and he doesn't have a lot of great tight ends to do it with.
Right. And at one point, I thought, man, we're really deep at this tight end position. Sims is all right, but that drop, man.
Or third or fourth.
Shaheen, Sims.
Shaheen's a bigger loss than
what we've realized it was going to be, for sure.
We got a lot of targets this preseason, and he flashed a lot, and him getting hurt, you see, it's not helping the Bears, who are now in last place in the NFC North. Is that true? I think it is.
I read that they were officially in or last place. First to worst.
Tied for third, last place.
I am not. We could be in worse positions. We're 6 weeks through. We're 6 games in. We're half and half. We have 2 winnable games coming up, and we're gonna control our own destiny in the division. I think we still have 5 divisional games to go. It could be worse, and I thought that we're gonna lose this game anyway. But the Miami and Green Bay game might come back to really bite us in the butt. And I hope this is a playoff team. I'm not sure. It feels like it. I mean, they just went 1 yard away. Kevin White Hail Mary passed within 1 yard of the end zone from tying and having a chance to beat one of the best teams of the last 2 decades. Yeah. And that's a good football team that we just played right there. Packers should have beat them. We are a couple yards and a couple points away from being 6-0. So I do feel like this is a good team. How are we going to put it together? What kind of adjustments are we going to make on defense? Because the offense is no longer the Achilles heel. They're no longer your scapegoat. Trubisky's no longer your scapegoat. Teams would be dying for 3 touchdowns, maybe a couple turnovers, and 450 yards of offense. There's a lot of teams in the league who want that. I estimated on that today. I'm pretty sure I'm right, though. We had 2 running and 2 passing. Trubisky's not. He could play better. He could play better, but no one plays a perfect game at quarterback. It just very rarely happens. So I think you're getting enough out of him in the offense. The difference here was those 38 points in special teams. We should have won this game.
Yeah.
I thought we played well enough to win.
2 touchdowns on special teams. Subtract 14 from 38. You got a Bears victory. What say you, Bobby? You got anything else for us, kid?
I thought I had one more hot take, but I think I'm all out. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Sorry, we kind of threw this together. Jeff's got to get out of town next week, so I'll probably be doing the pregame solo a cappella later on this week at +_shy. May or may not be making picks this week, so if you're riding the hot hand and you're making all the monies, you might have to wait, but if he can get him in, I will go live and bring him out and put him on Twitter if he can get him to me. He's going to be out there exploring the wild, maybe realigning his chakras out there somewhere. You see the beard, you see the hair. He's a mountain man. He likes to get in the environment. So, did I mention that Leno was a revolving door in the second half? Leno needs to clean up, and you don't normally see that. He's been super solid. But again. Go ahead, real quick. I keep trying to wrap it up, but it's so hard not to talk Bears.
I'll wrap it up. You did say Leno was a swinging gate at one point of the show.
Okay.
He did deserve a couple different adjectives to describe his poor play. So that was the Bears losing Week 7. They go to 3-3 for the week. Make sure to check out Bob's FanDuel roster report. Coming in later on in the week.
Don't put that pressure on me.
All the monies. Hey, we're giving you monies with Jeff's best bets. We're giving you monies with Robert's FanDuel roster reports. Check out all the great content with all Shy Bears Plus. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like us on Twitter. Interact with all of us. Bob, got anything else for us, buddy?
Don't forget Instagram if you just want dank memes only.
Boom. That's all she wrote.